Thank you. So, why Springfield?
I get asked that a lot, and I choose to live here because Springfield is a place that I can enjoy the life I want.
I love the outdoors.
You can be on the lake in just a short drive.
It only takes me 10 minutes to get to work.
Or off to anywhere in the world.
I know my kids will be safe and well educated.
There are really good job opportunities after graduation.
I'm able to work remotely and create on a high level.
The healthcare options in this area are incredible.
The options for housing and cost of living are so affordable.
We have room to create.
I love to experience the excitement of sports.
Can't beat the food.
Or the drinks.
Why Springfield? Because all the pieces you need to create your own story are here. The only thing missing is you.
Well, there are many great veterans organizations that help our wounded warriors. It's invisible wounds that go unrecognized, leading to addiction, brokenness, and often suicide. The Warriors Journey is a nationally recognized veterans nonprofit headquartered here in Springfield, Missouri. Our programs have helped over 15,000 warriors face those invisible challenges, saving thousands of lives and restoring countless families. No paperwork, no red tape. Learn more at twj.org or text us at 213-TWJ-HELP. Bye, honey. We love you.
How do you become the person you're really meant to be? How do you reach beyond what you thought was possible? The answer isn't about the destination. It's in the journey. It starts when you become part of something bigger, when you join a community that works together to lift each other up, a place where you form lifelong relationships and encounter life-changing experiences. It all starts when you go beyond. At Drury University, we take a personalized approach in combining hands-on learning, meaningful mentorship, and real-world results to make sure you have every opportunity to succeed in both your life and career. Maybe it's fusing your passion for research with your devotion to caring for others, or turning your love of learning into a lifetime of teaching. Maybe it's realizing a busy life doesn't mean you have to give up on your lifelong dreams, or using music to do something more than just entertain, or combining your entrepreneurial spirit with your affection for the arts. The path you take is up to you, but you won't be alone. Along the way, you'll receive mentorship from faculty who take the time to understand you, whether it's staying after class to look over an assignment or just hanging out during office hours. Your journey starts here, but the Drury experience goes beyond the boundaries of the classroom and around the world. So get outside your comfort zone, join a club, play a sport, get loud, take center stage. Ask to have class outside just because you can. Fuse your brightest ideas with your best memories. And if you get knocked down, get back up. We'll be here for you. This is where you belong. This is where you belong. Look around. This is where you become who you're meant to be.
Today will not be easy. But you did not choose the easy path. Easy is not who we are. We are Drury!
You will be tested every minute that you are out there. And you will be better for it. We are
Drury! There's no time for fear in this room. When I look in your eyes, I see focus. I see intensity. I see an unrelenting desire to be unstoppable.
You have been waiting for this moment, and your moment is here. Who are we? We are Drury!
Who are we? We are Drury! Who are we? We are!
And live from Brightspeed Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena, it is Game 2 between the Drury Panthers and the Davenport Panthers. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson with you, along with Scott Lusky, keeping us on the air, and our camera person, Jayla Hunter, as we are live from the Big Slice broadcast booth here at Brightspeed Ice Park. Well, I want to welcome in a man that we had so much fun in the ACHA Select All-Star Challenge, if you want to call it that, 2009-10, I believe. And I want to welcome in Paul Loudon. Paul, how are you?
Good. How you doing, Steve? Been a long time, but it's good to see you.
It has been a long time. Let's get your microphone up just a little bit higher there. But, you know, the reason I wanted to have you on is because I really wanted to relive that entire series. It was such a great series to go, and I know you coached that. But the thing is, I also want to talk about teams and your philosophy and the Davenport Panthers, obviously. When I was there, I got a chance to sit down and talk with you. And one of the things that stuck in my mind is when you said, and I asked you, is national championships on your mind? And you said, no, really, what's more important is what you're doing every shift, what you're doing every play, what you're doing to lead up to that. And it's always stuck with me. And is that still your philosophy today?
Well, it is. I mean, you got a full season to build on. Your goal is to be the best you can be at the end of the year. You can never. I've never seen anyone win a championship in September, so you can't. You know, obviously, it's an ultimate goal is to get to nationals and then see what you can do, but you got to do the work daily. So
this team, for the first time in Springfield, they faced each other. You did have a meeting last season. What do you take out of? And I know, just for folks that need to understand, you're the athletic director now at Davenport. You were the Division I coach, I think, early 2000s.
I've been the athletic director for 25 years.
Yeah.
And I did also have a dual role in coaching, and I coached our hockey team for 9 years, of which 8 were in Division II and 1 in Division I, which was the last year I coached.
And of course, successive coaches after that with just unbelievable prowess. Phil Sweeney, who I think he's a great person. He coached Division I, and now it is Jeremy Bultema who is taking over the reins. But
Jeremy Bultema was a player for me at Division II as my captain.
Yeah, he was, absolutely. And so that's good to know that you kind of can grow that talent a little bit.
Well, it's great. I mean, he's an awesome young man, young to me.
Sure.
You know, his kids are 23 and 19 or 17, and so, but he's still young to me, and he's an awesome young man. He's a great mentor for these young men, and I think they're really going to enjoy him as the leader of our Division I team.
So I want to touch back on that European trip that we took. There's so many things that we could talk about, and I know yesterday I talked about when we went to the Italian restaurant during a time when they don't serve food, and one of our coaches, he was able to speak in French and get them to give us some food, but begrudgingly, after all was said and done, we got our bill, we looked at it like, wow, I can't believe all this for food. And then I call them the Mafia Dons, but these 4 guys were sitting in the corner watching all of this go on. And then afterwards, after we paid our bill, he comes up in perfect English. I love it when somebody speaks our language. I just thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was a great experience in Europe, and that's one of the things we can talk about. We had so much fun in traveling and getting to know these 21, 22 young men from 18 different teams and coming together in a 10-day period to try to gel and get to know each other. And I'm sure most of them are still close friends, and they probably communicate with each other at least a few times a year, I'm sure.
Well, we got to be really close people when, remember, I think it was Crawling Long, France, we were up on the driving up, and the guy got a little bit too close to the edge.
It was a little close, yeah.
There was a lot of fun. And just the castles that we saw, and just some of the unbelievable scenery and the places that we went to, going through the Swiss Alps when it had just snowed, and it was a beautiful blue sky day.
Yeah, I mean, I look back on those times, and it just was I was blessed to be able to coach 2 of those teams in Europe and get to meet a lot of great young men that are now well into their careers, because we're talking how many years now.
Yeah.
They got children and they're into their careers, and I'm sure they look back on that and what a great experience that was for them as well.
And I'm sure it's strange for you too when somebody contacts you maybe from 10, 12, 13 years ago and, oh, you have kids now? You're that now?
Yes, yeah. I mean, obviously, I started coaching our program when we started it at Davenport. We had no athletics before I got there, and we started our hockey program, was our first one in 2002. So you look at some of those people that came into the program that year, and they were 20 or 21 when they started. You can do the math. You know, that's 3 years later, so they're now into their mid-40s with kids, and it's great to at least connect a few times a year with them to see how they're doing. And their kids are into hockey now because they're 4 and 5 years of age, and they're starting to coach them at that age. So you get to see that, and you go, this is the wonderful thing about sport.
One of the things that you did tell me was that the ACHA is thinking about doing this select team again. It would be nice to do. I know they've done the World Games, but this was kind of the ACHA's own thing. And it would be nice that if we can get back to that. I think it's it's missed at the Division II level. I'm still the VP of the Division II in the ACHA. I do that as a volunteer position just to help give back. And yes, that would be awesome if we can get those back for both D3 and D2, and maybe even women's 2 and 3 as well. Let them have an opportunity for that. We know the D1 has their opportunity in the World University Games
generally. I know they can take anybody, but generally they're predominantly the D1 players. So.
Take us through what you do as the life of an athletic director for Davenport University.
Well, it's been an amazing experience. When we started, like I said, we had 0 sports. I was hired in 2001, started in 2002, was an AD and coaching at the time. Currently we have 42 sports, over 1,050 athletes, and we went from an NAI institution to now an NCAA Division II institution, competing in arguably the best conference in the country, called the GLIAC, Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, with schools like Grand Valley State University, Ferris State University. So it's been an amazing progression of where we are right now, and I don't get a chance really to reflect on it because I'm still working.
Sure.
But at some point when I do decide to step away, it's going to be I'll have a chance really to sit back and enjoy, this opportunity that was given to me.
Okay, I joked about this yesterday, and I do mean it jokingly, but I asked if you'd come on during a period, for a couple of minutes or so, and you looked at me and said, no, I got to watch the game. So it's still in your blood,
These are my
isn't it?
teams, and I started this team, obviously D1. I coached it for 1 year in 10-11. We actually went on and won it in our first year.
Yeah.
That was an amazing experience. But this team is our top team, and our top team is the one I coached the first 9 years. And I got another piece of the pie there because my son's on the team.
Exactly.
And so watching him grow up, play the game, he plays a position that I'd never played at goalie, and I watched him, and coached him when he was young, watched him go through playing junior hockey, and then ultimately for him to don on the Davenport University Panthers jersey. It's a little bit of pride there to see him out there wearing that jersey that I developed back in 2002, that logo with a graphic designer.
Sure.
I developed that logo for our team, and to see my own son wearing it, there's a lot of pride there.
I was going to say, obviously, because that's one of the reasons why yesterday you wanted to watch the game, because your son was the starting goaltender.
Yeah, and he's played really good last night. Obviously, we didn't come out as strong as we could have. We were flat most of the game, but you cannot be flat against a Drury team. They are very strong. I suspect they're going to be a top 8 team in the country, and so we need to come out with a lot fresher legs. We need to move our feet a lot more. We needed a little stronger on the puck, and that was the things we didn't do last night. And so if we're going to be successful tonight, we're going to have to, be a little bit different.
Now, I did take a look at your website, and it did say that you are a Division III coach. I know Division III is not in the playing this season, but are you still coaching?
I don't coach Division III. I mean, we actually combined our 1, 2, and 3 this year into 2 teams, Division 1 and 2. From a number standpoint, it's just one of those situations. Now they both have rosters of 25.
I'll have to look at the website. I apologize.
But, yeah.
I thought it had you listed in there. I thought it was kind of interesting.
I'm not the coach, but I don't coach any of the teams. I got a busy enough job with over 1,000 athletes. But so we have Division 1 and 2 this year. We will have the team back for next year, and we still have our women's D1 team as well. And it's difficult to maintain 4 teams. There are schools that do it, but it is very difficult to do that. And but we're moving forward, and we're excited about what next year brings. But we got a lot of hockey this year to watch.
Must be as difficult it is for a broadcaster to broadcast 4 teams, which is what I do.
Yes,
but
you never know. Yeah.
Speaking of that, and just to touch real quickly, I mean, broadcasting is just exploded now in D1. Almost every team has a broadcast. It's almost an important aspect of D1 hockey.
It is the biggest part, as big part of the program as anything else. I mean, this is your recruiting tool. If you can get great broadcasting, great coverage on the streams that you're doing, then you can get that. All your people, your athletes that you're recruiting come on from any sport, can come on and watch and get a chance to see, your particular school and how you're doing in that sport, and how, and see if they want to be a part of it. So, streaming is everything. Also, for recruiting, there isn't a junior team out there that doesn't stream. So,
sure.
Now recruiting is a little bit different tool right now. You spend a lot of time watching game film till 2 o'clock in the morning, and then, when you can get out, you can. But it's, hockey season is the same for college as it is for junior hockey. So, it's kind of difficult to go, fly across the country and be able to to go and watch games. So.
Well, before we got to get into the pregame, I do want to make one mention that I thought was hilarious. Is we were looking for food one day, and the only thing that was open was McDonald's, and you said, look, I traveled across the world to go get something to eat. I am not going to McDonald's. I thought that was funny.
I played hockey in Europe in my time. I played Division I hockey at Paris, and then I went on and played 5-6 years in Germany, and I remember being in Germany when they were just opening up McDonald's there, and you know, obviously we know McDonald's, you know, here in this country, but when you travel to Europe, you want to do,
sure.
In Germany, you want to do schnitzel, you want to do, you know, some other of their specialty foods that they serve, and that's, you know, that's what you want to do. You want to do as the Romans do, right?
Absolutely. Well, what we have to do is get into our pregame. Paul Loudon, the athletic director of Davenport Hockey, it has been a pleasure once again to catch up with you. I don't think we've spoken since 2009-10. I know I've talked to you about a couple things via email, but it has been great. It's been a pleasure, and appreciate it. Go watch the game.
My pleasure, Steve. Thank you.
Right. As we take a look at the pregame report, as Drury, with a 6-2 victory yesterday, Francis Young-Menard with his second goal on the power play. In the second, it was Brewer getting his third of the season, Davidson with one, and then Bauer comes back for his third on the power play in the second, and then in the third, it is Ravenstein, Horiachka, Davidson, and one from Bradburn to make it a 6-2 game. Power plays 2 for 5 for the Drury Panthers, and for the Davenport Panthers, they were also 2 for 5. Shots ended up 41-26, and penalties 5, 10 each for the players. We'll look at the matchups between these two teams, and of course, the Panthers, they have the record at 7-0. The Panthers of Drury, that is. And Davenport 1-1-1. Goals for category goes to Drury. Same with goals against, goals differential, and the power play. That stays right now with the Davenport Panthers. 3 for 13, 5 for 28 are the Drury Panthers. And then on the penalty kill, the Panthers have that one, 76.5%. When we have a second here, we'll take a look at the leaders. And with the points yesterday, Luke Aston still leads 10 points, 3 goals, 7 assists. Daniel Beaupre with 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. Anmol Garcha, 3 goals, 4 assists, 7 points. KT Walters with 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points, and Grady, that is, Sterling Ponick with a goal and 5 assists, 6 points for him. For Davenport, yesterday, a couple of streaks actually still continuing, even though Davenport only grabbed 2 goals. But Brendan Bauer is the leader with 4 points, 3 goals, and 1 assist. Ryder McMillan with 2 assists for 2 points. And then Peter Stajewski with 2 assists. Jake Alton with an assist, and Noah Bradburn with a goal that he got yesterday. But a couple of streaks still continue. McMillan has a 2-game assist streak. Bauer has a 2-game point streak, and Stojewski also has a 2-game assist streak. Teams are making their way out onto the ice as we wrap up the WSR pregame report. We will head down to public address announcer Kevin Klein for the introductions and the on-ice festivities.
Hockey fans, good evening and welcome to the Stan Melton Arena inside Brightspeed Ice Park. September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and Drury University Hockey has a special relationship with Snowdrop Foundation, a pediatric cancer nonprofit created in 2006 by Drury alumna and DU hockey volunteer Trish Klein and her husband. In its 19-year in existence, Snowdrop has donated over $6.8 million to awareness campaigns, continued pediatric cancer research, and college scholarships to 1,250 childhood cancer survivors. Tonight is the final opportunity you'll have to buy your $5 lucky tickets and bid on the limited edition custom Drury Hockey and Snowdrop Foundation jersey designed by Drury assistant coach Cliff Cook and brought to life by Alexander Embroidery. Jersey and lucky ticket winners will be announced during the second period intermission tonight. To learn more about Snowdrop Foundation, please visit snowdropfoundation.org. Tonight's regular season ACHA D1 matchup features the visiting Davenport University Panthers and your Drury University Panthers! Your official scorekeeper and clock operator is Georgia Powell. Tonight's officials, referees Mark Marzola and Justin Albright. Linesmen CJ Lutkemeyer and Matt Wells. Penalty box officials Danny McIntyre and Paul Higdon. The broadcast team for Web Sports Radio is Steve Casson and Scott Lutsky. And our music director is the High Queen of Harmony, Jaden Robb. Now, for tonight's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Panthers of Davenport University. At left wing, number 25, Tony Kaufman. At right wing, number 16, Simon Davidson. At center, number 26, Ryan Blackburn. At left defense, number 7, Luke Mikola. At right defense, number 77, Dylan Jopi. In goal, number 30, Reed Ramsey. The head coach is Jeremy Bultema, assistant coach Shane Haggerty.
Who is that? Who's in there?
Hello, Davenport. We're both DU. We're both Panthers. We're both red and white. That's where the similarities end, because you're about to lose. We're about to win. Let's play a game.
And now, Panthers fans, get loud as we meet the starting six for your Drury University Panthers! At left wing, a sophomore from Nelson, British Columbia, Canada, number 39, Joe Davidson. At right wing, a sophomore from North Vancouver, British Columbia, number 8, Daniel Beaupre. At center, a sophomore from Canmore, Alberta, Canada, number 20, Jared Gale. At left defense, a freshman from Surrey, British Columbia, Canada, number 6, Lucas Ravenstein. At right defense, a sophomore from Aston, Saskatchewan, Canada, number 4, Levi Brewer. And in goal, a junior from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, number 35, Rich Reed. Drury is led by head coach Jeremy Law and assistant coach Cliff Cook. The athletic trainer is Sarah Robinson, and the strength coach is Corey Roy. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask you to continue standing if you're able. And gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. At this time, we ask both team captains to make their way to center ice for our ceremonial puck drop. Tonight, we welcome Drury Class of 1993 alumna, Snowdrop Foundation co-founder and executive director, Trish Klein. Thank you, Trish, for all you do for Snowdrop and Drury hockey. And thank you to captains KT Walters and Branwyn Pollitt for doing that ceremonial puck drop.
And we are just about ready for Game 2 between the Drury Panthers and the Davenport University Panthers. Hello, everybody. Steve Casson with you. Scott Lutzke keeping us on the air. There's Scott. And Jayla Hunter, who was pressed into duty. My apologies, Jayla. I didn't tell you that you were needed today.
No, it's okay. I'm so happy to be here.
We are happy you are too, as Jayla does fantastic camera work. So we are ready for period number 1. And quickly, the Panthers will not necessarily win the draw, but they will have control. And as soon as I say that, it's flipped to the near side boards. Back in the Panthers' end, and they'll crisscross and start it all over again. Just underway in period number 1. Puck to the near side, taken away by Luke Mikola. Flipped into the zone, and the Panthers will retrieve and set it up in their own end. Yesterday, Drury with a 6-2 victory. But it was a close one for a bit, until 2 goals, 42 seconds apart. Behind his own net, here's Dylan Jope. Looking for somebody, trying to get someone to move. Nothing's happening, so he'll give it off. And now to go to Matthew Carlson. His pass comes in right side off the goal stick of the goaltender, who is Brett Sweet tonight. Sweet making his second start. He is 1-0 with a 2.0 goals against average and an .882 save percentage. Puck is kicked down in low. Not looking or being able to see it was Walters. He does have it. Centers it up the middle. Good deflection by Tabor Gutchick, and it's out to center ice. In net for the Davenport University Panthers is Reed Ramsey. And Ramsey making his first start this season, the freshman out of Grand Rapids. Puck is back in the Panthers zone. Both teams with a quick line change. Now, here's Drury. Francis Young-Menard had a goal in yesterday's game. In fact, he wasn't even sure it was a goal or had he scored it. He scored, and then there was really not much cheering or anything. And then finally, when he heard the cheering, he said, okay, I scored. Arms up. Drive comes in, and Sweet will make the save there. .17:53 to go in the period. Face off to the right. Now the goaltender Sweet his left, and off the draw. The Panthers do have possession. They send it in. Look for an option off the wall. It does not connect with Tyson Horiachka. Horiachka fights for it down low. Taken by Anmal Garcha. Intercepted. Grabbed by Robert McLaughlin. It's out to center ice. But the Panthers steal. They have a 2-on, make it a 3-on-1. Here is a shot that got overshot. The rebound out in front. The goaltender gets knocked down. The Panthers shoot again. Does Brewer. And it did not go in. All sorts of peppering as Horiachka had an initial shot. Garcha came through, and then the third shot by Brewer as the goaltender Ramsey fell down. I think he lost his goal stick and decided to stay across the goal mouth just in case. The Panthers could not get it through a maze of bodies in front. Drury, that is. Since we're talking both Panthers here, off of St. Clair's stick, sent all the way down. The goaltender Ramsey tries to clear it. It's out to center ice. Ramsey again. Stops it for Gutchick. Now a touch pass goes to Blackburn. Puck is flipped up into the crowd. It'll be a souvenir for the fans. 16:21 to go in the period. Face-off will come at center ice. This time draw one by the Panthers. And they send it in. Half boards to Truchon. Comes right through. St. Clair missed it. Far side, kept in by Ravenstein. Dropped down in low, intercepted by Pollitt. He's able to clear and send it all the way down. Under 16 to go in period one. First period intermission guest will be Grady Sterling Ponick. And we'll talk to Daniel Beaupre in the second period. Now Paulette. He'll work it over to the far side, get it to Martinelli. He's double teamed. Panthers keep it in though, but it's Paulette with it. Out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Had a goal against Norwood back on September 20th. That's his last point. Panthers with it. Near side, Beaupre fanned on it. Davidson in to help out. Bauer to push for Davenport. Mikola's in there too, but the Panthers have it. Sterling Ponick with a drive and a save. The rebound comes to the near side to Davidson, but it is cleared by Bauer and sent out to center. Drury sends it in on the late offside. Now to go to Jopi. Behind the net to Bauer. Bauer back to Jopi on the far side. Now Mikolo with it. Bauer lost it. Panthers have. In the zone, a drive by KT Walters gets deflected. Goes behind the net. Here's a right side drive that's deflected up front. Panthers have it again with a drive from the right side. This one is held on to by Ramsey. Shot by Francis Young-Menard. 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points for him this season. Yesterday, 2 power play goals each. Young-Menard had 1, and Davidson had 1, and then Bauer and Bradburn for Davenport. Panthers dig it out. Attempted shot comes in from Caden Slobodian. It's blocked. Now along the goal line. Finland had it for a second. Cleared out to center. Now McLaughlin. Right side. McLaughlin to chase, but Slobodian in there for Drury. Dug out by Johnston. Taken by the Panthers. 3-on-3 into the zone. Right side, a pass that comes over from Francis Young-Menard to Matthew Johnston, and Ramsey comes out to make the save. With 13:24 to go in the period, shots 4-1 in favor of the Drury Panthers. Face off to the right of the goaltender Ramsey. Puck cleared by Anthony Kaufman, but the Panthers will return it back in. Just enough. Here comes Drury. Sent into the zone. And a good move by Jopi to get it out to center. Cross into the Drury end. 12:47 remaining, scoreless game. Shot kick to the corner. Here come the Panthers. Of Drury. They'll send it in. Off the boards, good play by Bosher. Although he couldn't gain possession, sent right back in, stopped by Ramsey. Here's a shot in, kept in by the Panthers on the shot by Slobodian, and skating through Truchon wasn't able to grab it before it was covered up by Reed Ramsey. He has not played in D1 until tonight, his first start. Played for the Rock Springs Grizzlies in 23-24, and the Sioux Eagles in 22-23. Puck cleared out to center with 12:05 to go. Davenport Panther knocked down behind the Drury net. Here come the Panthers across for St. Clair. Passes it with a shot that went behind Bosher. He was able to at least get something, but it went behind the net. Panthers keep it in. Truchon to St. Clair. He shoots in. Saved by Ramsey, and he's able to keep it out of the net. It was in his equipment, but he didn't know where. 11:35 to go in the period, and still no score. Puck one, far side, taken by Bradburn. Mentioned he got a goal yesterday. That was also a power play tally. The other goal was Bauer, who now has 2 power play goals this season. 2 of his 3 coming on the extra man. The drive comes in. That missed high. Nikola got that one. Panthers off the boards. They get it out to center. Here comes the lead. 2-on-1. A drive in. Oh, what a glove save as Joe Davidson leaned, looking like he might pass. And Ramsey makes the save with 10:51 to go in the period, and still no score. Panthers come in at 7-0. Davenport 1-1-1. Puck tipped and out of the reach of Levi Brewer. He'll have to chase all the way down to the Panthers' end. Brewer on the reverse. Panthers break left to right out of their own zone. Broken up briefly by McMillan. And Davenport with a tip down by Jake Alton, no icing. Racing for it left side, McMillan. Chipped over to the far side. Now Zach Schneider. He's wearing number 4 this weekend. Panthers have it. Across the line. Left side drive and a pad save. That one by Devin Jameson. Ramsey comes up on that one. Cleared out to center and sent back. Grady Sterling Ponick with it. Now the Panthers for Drury. Across the line, getting held up. Tied up around the neck was Horiachka. Officials say play on, so we do. As the Panthers do clear the zone. Puck taken away, though, by John Greer. Stays in. Here's Garcha with a drive, and it missed wide. Ponick to keep it in left side. Scorched free, grabbed by Simon Davidson, and cleared out to center. Back down to the Drury zone. Panthers will work it in. Garcha is there. Instead, line change for Drury. And they'll keep it in their own zone to set it up with 8:38 to go in the period. St. Clair had trouble, so it was helped and driven in by Russell Kosick. On the far side, Jopi is able to clear and get it in. Drury in their own zone, they'll set things up. Panthers. St. Clair gets double teamed. Take that back. That is Russell Kosick, 9. And Kosick does get it out. Now to St. Clair. He'll have it left side. Nobody there for some help. Instead, he'll go off the boards. Left side drive that's blocked out in front by Martinelli. Panthers bring it in the zone. Truchon, he gets pulled off the play. Hopping over everybody is Kelly. Penalty coming up. Delayed call against the Panthers. Goaltender comes out. Delayed call, that is, against Drury, and the goaltender for Davenport comes out. 7:33 to go in the period. We will have a power play for Davenport. This one is a tripping call. It'll go against Jared Gale. First power play for Drury. .12:27 will be the time of the penalty.
To number 20, Jared Gale. 2-minute minor for tripping. Time of the penalty, 12:27.
Puck comes out to center. Panthers putting some pressure. Drury is, that is. 1:38 remaining. Davenport yet still able to get things set up. They finally bring it in the zone. Stojevski with it. Puck taken away by Drury, and they do get it cleared. 6:56 remains in the period. It has been relatively fast this period. Only one infraction thus far. Shots now 9-3 in favor of Drury. Now on the ice, Boucher tried to center it through. Puck down in low. Jutchik with it. Sends it over to the far side. St. Clair to race through, but instead it'll be Davenport with possession. Bradburn, left side, too far for anybody, so it's taken and swung all the way around by Sterling Ponick out to center ice. Hullett. Mikola. Panthers try to clear with 19 seconds, and they have a 2-on-1. Breaking free all alone, and a drive comes in from Luke Aston, and a save by Ramsey. Panthers got past the defense. They had a basically 2-on-0. They couldn't capitalize. Here they come again, and Aston gets pulled down. Do we get a penalty shot? And what do we have here? It's just going to be a trip, apparently. See if we can take a look at this one. I don't believe he may have had a complete step, but let's look here. Well, you can argue. You can argue. And he had at least two. But Martinelli will go for tripping. This one coming at 14:29.
To number 59, Logan Martinelli. 2-minute minor for tripping. Time of the penalty, 14:29.
I think I said 59. It is 29. So a power play for Drury. 5 for 28, 17.9%. And this pass from Davidson will have to be reset by Drury. 133 remains. They do get in the zone easily. Garcha. And a shot that comes in. Oh, what a great save is Johnston over to Davidson. And Ramsey makes the save. Here's Garcha. Tried to break the defense, couldn't do it. Puck is cleared. .109 remains in the power play. 4:35 to go. Keeping it in was Gale, but it is cleared and sent down. 4:25 left in period number 1. 11-3 are the shots in favor of the Panthers. They've had a couple of good opportunities. Oh, and the official keeps the puck in onside. Drive comes in from Gale. Good save, Ramsey. Left side point again. Off of Daniel Beaupre. It's out to center ice. And the Panthers will set it up left side. Sterling Ponick gets it past the goaltender, Ramsey. Down along for Alton to clear it. Nobody there for the Panthers. It's out with 16 seconds remaining. Beaupre. He gets it through. Still needing a shot are the Panthers. They do get one here. Save, rebound, loose, and it's missed by Gale. On the initial shot by Brewer. We're back to 5-on-5. Beaupre with it. Beaupre still gets a shot off. It's up in the air. Played with a high stick. But the Panthers keep it. Drury, that is. Beaupre. Back down in low. Aston centering pass. Nobody there. It's cleared. Martinelli able to do the honors. Here comes Drury with 3 minutes to go in the period. Beaupre has some room. A drive comes in. Missed by St. Clair. Kept in by the skate of Ravenstein. Now behind the net. Here is Schneider. He's able to clear for Davenport. Panthers out to center. Will set it up again. 2:30 remains. 0-0 game. Ravenstein. Had a goal yesterday, his third of the season. Now down in low, St. Clair. Pushed around to Kaufman. He's able to outlet it. Here come Davenport. They have a 2-on-2 into the zone for Blackburn. Puck comes right through. We're going to get a penalty. And I'm not sure who this is on. Well, it looks like it is on Davenport because Drury has possession. Both players skated through the crease, and that's what initiated it. So a delayed call. Panthers get the goaltender out, does Drury. And here they come across the line. Delayed call. Here is KT Walters. Score! On a delayed call, he gets his fourth of the season up over the shoulder of Ramsey, and it is a 1-0 Drury lead. There you see the shot. Everyone thought he was going to go low. He goes up high. Fourth of the season. So here in the first period, this coming at 18:24 or 25, actually.
Panthers goal, his fourth of the season, scored by number 19, KT Walters. Assisted on the play by number 13, Francis Young-Menard. Time of the goal, 18:25.
So Walters from Young-Menard, 18:25.
Number 25, Tony Kaufman, 2-minute minor for interference. Time of that penalty, 18:25.
So the 2 minutes, which are nullified because of the goal. are still part of the penalties. And off the draw, puck comes in where it'll be Ramsey to hold on. 1-0 Drury. Continuing the trend of goals being scored first. Yesterday, it was Francis Young-Menard, but it was late. Actually, it was earlier in the first period at 13:45. This comes at 18:25 today. So definitely a later goal here in game 2. Now Horiachka. He's in there with Schneider. Comes over to the far side to Paulette. Kept in by Drury. Slid over to Sadownik right side. Oh, he drops off a pass to Ashton. Now to Sterling Ponick, drive high, missed. Here's Bradburn. Noah Bradburn, a goal in yesterday's game. Here's an opportunity, penalty coming up. It's a slashing call. Going into the box will be Bradburn for slashing. So the Panthers on the power play. Garcha, he'll send it down in low. 19 seconds remains. Puck is taken away and cleared. So 10 seconds remains. There'll be a minute 33, I believe, if the Panthers can't score here in the next 4 seconds. And it's taken away, and that'll do it for the period. So a minute 32 remains in the power play.
Recapping the first period activity at 12:27, Drury penalty to number 20, Jared Gale. A 2-minute minor for tripping. At 14:29, Davenport penalty to number 59, Logan Martinelli.
Well, he's going to recap the penalties, so we'll just let you know that right now it's a 1-0 lead, 18:25. Walters, his fourth on a delayed penalty. Young-Menard with the goal, it's 1-0. Shots on goal in the period, 17 Drury Panthers shots on Reed Ramsey, and 4 on Drury goaltender Brett Sweet. Penalties again, Panthers have taken 1 penalty for 2 minutes and 3 penalties, 6 minutes assessed to Davenport. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will hear from Grady Sterling Ponick coming up in just a moment. 1-0 Drury after 20.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
We are back at Brightspeed Ice Park. Steve Casson now with one of the newest members of the Drury Panthers, and Grady Sterling Ponick. And Grady, a goal and 3 assists thus far, so you're making a name for yourself as the new guy here.
Yeah, thank you. Playing with a lot of good players, so been able to benefit from that, I think.
What made you decide Drury?
I guess Jeremy, when he was recruiting me, just everything about it seemed like a great setup. From where we live to the school aspect to the hockey, it all seemed really great. And then I also knew Lucas Sadownik and Anmal Garcha previously from playing junior with them. So talking to those guys too, it just sounded like a great place to be. And then one of my teammates in junior, Tyson Horiachka, who I played with last year, was also committing here. So in the end, it was just a really easy decision, I think.
Of course, did it start with Coach, though? Was he the first one to contact you?
I had been talking to Lucas and Anmal throughout the year, And then I think Jeremy reached out to me around November, December last year.
And of course, I mean this jokingly, but you have to be Canadian to play in this team, okay?
Yeah, tons of guys from Western Canada, so it's a lot of fun.
98%. I mean, there's only, 2 guys that are not from Canada at this point?
Yeah.
So, in a sense, you all get to play with each other. You've played probably in other leagues, or at least you've known about the right way to play. And what I mean by the right way is, in Canada there's a way to play, and the United States is kind of a way to play, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of the league we all played in before coming here, the KIJHL. It's a pretty physical league and the hard-working league, I'd say. So I guess there's a lot of guys who learned a lot of good habits before coming here.
Okay, now in your league, were you able to fight?
We were able to fight, yeah.
How difficult is that? Thinking, okay, I'm gonna get into a little knockout, but I can't. Sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. If a guy like taps your goalie or something, your first instinct's to kind of go give it to him, but it just has to be a cross check here. Can't be a fight.
Exactly, because now, and it's not like in some of the junior games, I know that like if you fight in the last 5 minutes, you get a DQ or something, but it's not like that. This is literally you cannot. So, do you find, is that going to change your game a little bit?
I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fighter or anything. I only had one fight in junior, so I don't think it changes too much for me.
Oh, that's good. At least, do you remember that fight, by the way?
I do remember it, yeah.
Okay, who won?
I won, fortunately.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. But did it shock you to actually get into a little scruff?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really expect to get into a fight. It just kind of happened. One of my teammates kind of got hit from behind, and then it just happened.
Defending him, I assume, right?
Yeah.
There you go. So we're talking with Grady Sterling-Ponick. And what's the reason for the hyphenation?
I think my parents just decided they both wanted to be represented, I guess.
Okay, I assume so they had different names and.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you okay with that? I assume you like it.
Yep. Yeah, I'm okay. It's nice to represent both sides of the family.
There you go. Okay, so what are some of the interesting names that you've been called? I mean, you have a long enough last name to be called a few things.
Yeah, there's been lots. GSP, guys call me like George St. Pierre or something because of my initials. There's been tons. Pawnee, yeah, tons of my long name.
Any fun ones or ones that you kind of maybe adopted?
I'd say the most common one would be GSP or George St. Pierre.
There you go. That's got to be fun.
Yeah.
Hockey, I assume, has always been your favorite sport?
Yeah, hockey's always been my favorite sport. I played soccer and baseball growing up too, but it was always hockey.
Now, what's it like, I mean, growing up wherever Lethbridge is it more northern or is it southern along the U.S. border?
It's about 45 minutes north of the Montana border.
Okay, so it's close-ish, but there's a lot of snow up there.
Yeah, lots of snow, and it gets pretty cold, so hopefully it'll be a more mild winter down here.
Is this different being in the States?
Yeah, for sure. It's not super different, but there's just little things that you notice and you realize, oh yeah, maybe I'm not in Canada anymore.
Well, like right now, isn't there snow up there right now?
Not yet, I don't
Okay.
think, but a lot of the times we'll have snow for like Halloween or whatever, so soon.
That's got to be interesting, and then it probably lasts for 6 months?
Yeah, the odd time it'll get warm and melt, but it's usually some snow on the ground all winter.
Talking with Grady Sterling-Ponick of the Drury Panthers. You have brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I have a younger sister.
Just one?
Yeah.
I assume you were the protector?
Yeah, she's pretty tough actually, so.
Oh, she can beat you up, eh?
Yeah, she might.
That's funny. So, do you remember the first time that you got onto the ice? First time maybe you were on an ice rink?
Yeah, I remember doing a little learn to play hockey program in Lethbridge. There's this like mini sheet of ice, like probably just the size of like an offensive zone that there's a learn to play hockey program at. So I remember doing that when I was younger.
When you first, let's say when you first got into a organized game, what was that like?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Obviously, just being a little kid, it's not very organized. You're just out there kind of skating around, hoping to get the puck every once in a while, but it's definitely a lot of fun.
Growing up through your younger career and then in high school and then into juniors, is there a season or a team or a goal that is most memorable for you?
I'd say a season would be my first year as junior. We had a really special group, I'd say, just super tight group of guys, and we were a really good team. We made it to the finals and lost in Game 7 overtime, so always wish we could have won that, but it was just such a special group and so much fun. And being my first year as junior, that's always a really special year too, so always have really fond memories of that team.
That's got to be tough. I mean, very few players, when you think about it, go to Game 7 and lose in overtime.
Yeah, that was pretty heartbreaking. Still remember that feeling sitting on the bench when they scored. Your stomach just kind of drops, and yeah, it's a rough one.
Well, let's talk about maybe a memorable time. I know Game 7 it has to be great, but is there a time when maybe you played when the team won?
Yeah. Lots of playoff games in the KI. Like, we had Game 7 against North Okanagan my second year there, and it was a really big game, and we ended up winning 7-0 and kind of dominating them. So I'd say that was a special memory for sure.
Grady Sterling Ponick is joining us of the Drury Panthers. You're listed at 5'11", 180. By the time you put your gear on, you're a pretty tall guy, big guy. You know, skates add an extra, 4 or 5 inches on you?
Yeah, it helps me out a bit.
Yeah, we don't want to talk over the buzzer. No. That's the first rule of broadcasting. But you're a defenseman. Have you always wanted to play D?
Yeah, I've always been naturally inclined to play in defense, I guess. Even when I was young, like in minor hockey, when it's not really organized, I always had a tendency to get back and kind of protect the net. So I think it's just meant to be a defenseman.
Have you ever wanted to play goal?
No, I've never wanted to play goal. Those guys are wired a bit differently, I think.
Speaking of wired, okay, so how do you talk with your goalie? Does he direct you a lot? And what's the funniest thing a goalie's ever said to you?
Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, our goalie here, Joe Chaslow, he likes to chirp quite a bit in practice, but I don't know if one specific chirp stands out.
So he'll chirp you in practice, but obviously not in the game?
Yeah, not in game. We're usually pretty professional in the games, but in practice it's fun. There's lots of chirps.
Okay, so speaking of the professional side, when you're out there, what is your mindset?
Just to help the team any way I can, basically. I think just try and play a responsible game and help my teammates out.
You got a goal against Louisville on September 13th and a couple points, a goal and an assist against UCO on the 6th. So how important is it for you to just all of a sudden get going? First couple of games in, and boom, you have goals.
Yeah, I think it helps to get the monkey off your back right away. I've had some seasons where you don't score right away, and it's kind of eating at the back of your head, kind of nagging you. So it's nice to just get the first one under your belt, and then you can play with a little less pressure, I guess.
Do you have any kind of ritual or something that you have to do before you get ready for a game?
No, I don't have anything in particular. I just like to play sewer ball with the boys before the game just to kind of get loose and have some fun. But other than that, there's no specific thing I have to do.
Now, do you have to put a certain skate on first or anything like that?
No, there's some guys like that, but I try not to get into routines like that, because then if you don't do it one game, you could throw yourself off and worry about it or think about it. So I try not to be superstitious.
So Lethbridge is in Alberta. Now, there are a couple of teams in Alberta. Are any of those your favorite?
Yeah, the Calgary Flames are my team.
The way to go. Calgary's a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a lot of Oilers fans in this team, so it gets pretty intense when it's Battle of Alberta, I think.
Have you gone to a Flames-Oilers game before?
I've never been to a Flames-Oilers game before, no.
Oh, you got to go. That is, I hear it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's definitely on the bucket list.
Who's your favorite NHL player?
Right now, I'd say probably Gustav Forsling on the Florida Panthers.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like him. Now, last season, who was your pick to go to the Stanley Cup?
I was cheering for Dallas last year. I thought they had a good chance, but yeah, they ran into the Oilers again, and Oilers have had their number the last few years.
Things have changed this year, I think, for a lot of teams. Do you think it's a three-peat for Florida this year?
Yeah, I think they're going to have a good chance. They got a really solid team, but I think Barkov got injured in practice today, so depends how serious that is, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, again, because there's a lot of guys out right now. Zach Hyman's out for Edmonton, so and goaltending situation has changed, so you never know. Now, of course, my team, the LA Kings, I think they've got a good chance this year.
Yeah, you like what Ken Holland did this offseason?
Yes and no. I mean, I do like it. It remains to be seen because, of course, I'm one of those people that I'm thinking, okay, what can you get on your return for investment? And the investment was in more veteran players that I'm not sure how that's going to pan out, but it may work out well. We'll see what happens.
For sure.
Now, I mean, he's got to deal with Kempe, and I'm understanding that isn't going very well right now. So we'll figure all that out. When you're playing, I'm sure that there's ponds and other outdoor rinks that are there. Have you partaken in any of those?
Yeah, in Lethbridge it never seems to quite get cold enough for the rinks or the water to freeze over outside, but in BC where I was playing the last few years, there's an outdoor rink not far from where we lived, so then the boys would go out there every once in a while.
One last question here before we get ready for the next period of hockey. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, that's a good question. I don't think I know yet. Still trying to figure that out.
Any interest in anything?
I guess anything related to sports is interesting, so if I can work in the business side of any sport, that would be, I think, fun.
You're thinking more on the business side. I know people want to get on like the sports health side.
Yeah, anywhere in the front office.
Okay.
I think that would be interesting.
So we may be seeing your name in an NHL front office soon. Is that what you're saying?
I'd love that.
What about coaching?
Yeah, maybe. It seems like older guys thing, but maybe if I get into that a bit later, that would be fun too.
How have you been received? I mean, I know you know a lot of the players here, but how do you feel you've been received with this team right now?
Yeah, hopefully the guys like me. I obviously, knowing a couple guys before coming here helps, so I'm just trying to fit into the group, I guess.
At the end of interviews, I always wish players more goals, so you got a couple already. Let's get some more goals out there.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, I'll appreciate you doing this. That is Grady Sterling-Ponick of the Drury Panthers. We'll take a break. More hockey coming up in a moment.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We're back at Brightspeed Ice Park, Stan Melton Ice Arena. Steve Casson, Scott Lutzke, he keeps us on the air. And Jayla Hunter pressed into service very quickly. As she thought camera was covered, but nope, it's all her. Jayla, you feeling better now? Everything all good?
Yep, always ready to step in when I'm needed.
You are. You're like the best intern I've ever had.
Oh, thank you, Steve.
Don't tell it to our other interns, okay? We are ready for period number 2. Still now as the clock rolls, 1:28 remaining in the power play. Panthers have possession. They are right to left across the line through Garcha's stick. Goes back down to the Drury end. Brett Sweet, goaltender, playing just his second game of the season. He won 6-2 against Central Oklahoma September 6th, up 15 of 17. Drive comes in, kept behind the net. Panthers looking for something on the power play. Now for 54 seconds. Back behind Davidson, up top, Sadownik. A drive that comes in, good pad save, the rebound, Garcha, he's the one that got the shot. Garcha again looking through, couldn't get it, and we have a whistle. Officials hand up, I assume, for the net being dislodged. And that is it. 1917, make that 1907. I added an extra point. So from our vantage point, we have to look through the netting, and the netting gives this appearance that the 0 is gone. And so you have to look hard to see if it's a 0 or a 1. Drive comes in. Francis Young-Menard missed it. Speaking of him, there's been a change in the scoring. On Walter's goal at 18:25, Francis Young-Menard was actually on the bench. He does not get credit. It's Ravenstein and Kosek. They will get the credit for that goal. Drive comes in, score, Luke Aston. Two 2-0 Drury. Aston will get his 4th of the season. He kind of acted like he was shooting to the left, went back to the right, and then put it home. So Drury gets it at 1:23 here in the second period.
Panthers goal, a power play goal, scored by number 18, Luke Aston. Assisted on the play by number 44, Grady Sterling Ponick. Time of the goal, 1:23. Aston, his 4th of the season from Sterling Ponick at 1:23.
Drury 1 for 1 with the man advantage. Now Ravenstein. With some help, it is cleared by St. Clair. Have to say, this is one of the quietest crowds up here in the balcony area as we get a Panther hauled down. I think that was Bosher. Puck over to the far side. Now the Panthers looking for some help out in front. Truchon, and then the follow-up shot was missed by St. Clair. Here's a backhander missing wide by Blackburn. Down in low. I believe I said the Panthers were 1 for 1, 1 for 2. They had that early power play that they didn't score on. So here's Kosek. Now to Beaupre, looking for a centering pass. Panther gets pushed into the net, and nothing happening there. Sweet is able to clear it. Out to center, gets as far as Jopi, who sends it right back into the Drury end of the ice. Now Caden Slobodian looking for his first point in a couple of games. This is his 3rd. Centering pass did not materialize for Beaupre, and it's back out for Sterling Ponick. Grady Sterling Ponick now has a 3-game point scoring streak with a goal. Actually, we'll make that 3 assists. His point streak was 3 assists, so 4 assists now in the 3-game point scoring streak. Here come the Panthers. They bring it across to Joe Davidson. Davidson out of Sterling Ponick with a drive. Kicked out. Rebound. Far side. Sterling Ponick at the point. Drop down in low. Looking for a centering pass. Nothing doing there for Davidson. Over to the far side along the goal line. Now it's dug out. Here is a shot by Beaupre that's blocked, and it's out to center. Back down. Do we get an icing call? We do. 15:27 left. Next period, Daniel Beaupre will be our guest. We'll talk to him. Shots 21-4 in favor of Drury. Mentioned yesterday, they ended up an updated 41 shots. So we get a stoppage here. Games coming up after this. Drury, they are off next weekend, and they will host Iowa State on October 10th and 11th. When we get a chance, we'll bring the calendar up. Here is Ravenstein. He gets pulled off the play, tried to one-hand it through. Now Ravenstein with the pass right side, has some room, he shoots, blockered up off of the shoulder of Ramsey. Panthers will have it. Walters with a drive, gets deflected up and out of play. Scott, I don't know if we have the calendar available. If not, we'll let you know that next weekend it will be home games with Missouri State, Central Oklahoma. We'll have those for you. Division III plays Bradley. And then the following weekend, it is Division I and Division III action for Drury. Meanwhile, a shot comes in that is steered into the corner by Sweet off of Kaufman's drive and cleared back into the Davenport zone. Here's Kosek. Clears it around off of Garcha's stick. He is able to at least prevent the pass. Now 4 players in the corner. Squirts free to Garcha. And everybody backs off. Here comes Anmol Garcha, 3rd in scoring last season for the Panthers. This season, he is 3rd in scoring, 7 points. Sterling Ponick with a drive that missed. 13:24 to go in this period. Still a 2-0 lead for Drury. Cleared out to center. Now it's Davenport with Kelly. Jack Kelly with an assist this season, his only point versus Norwood on September 20th. First career assist with Davenport. Now the Panthers have it. They break out. Coming with a drive is Newman. Now over to Truchon. Take that back. That was Bosher 21, not Tegan Newman 27. Now in their own zone for the Panthers. Good work by Horiachka, or make that Brewer, number 4. Bring it out to center. To Jamison St. Clair. Puck rolls its way through and covered up with 12:07 to go in the period. (26-4) are the shots now in favor of Drury. So the Panthers set things up at center. That's Drury. They'll bring it into the Davenport end. (2-0) Drury. 18:25 of the first. Walters his 4th. Then on the power play, Aston at 1:23 of the second. Keep in mind, that first goal was on a delayed penalty, an upcoming delayed penalty. Panthers at the line. They clear and send it in. Around by Beaupre. Down is Gale trying to deflect a potential clearing pass. Panthers keep it in. Beaupre has it. Beaupre down the middle. Looks to Ravenstein. Up top to Beaupre. He's double teamed. Puck is cleared out to center. The only one back is Brewer. Waiting is Bauer to try to center it through. And a line change ensues for Davenport. Here's Walters. He'll send it behind the net. Looks for Johnston. Reverses to the near side boards with 10:26 to go in the period. Panthers steal. Here's Johnston. Puck to the point. A drive that comes in, and as Ramsey tried to clear it out, it hit somebody in front, and he makes the save by holding on to it there. 10:17 to go in the second period. I mentioned earlier, so our broadcast location is up in the balcony where folks can rent it out. We get a little corner of it. And this is the most quietest, nicest crowd we've had. There actually is a crowd up here tonight. And we get a whistle stoppage and play here. But they are intent to watch the game. And a 2-0 affair right now in favor of the Drury Panthers. They have it again, looking for more. This next game is, this next goal, is an important one. Drury gets it, of course, 3-0 lead. Davenport, we're back to a one-goal game again. Here comes Davenport. Drive comes in. Sweet is able to kick Blackburn's shot out. Now Walters has some room right side. Walters looking for a centering pass. It is broken up and cleared. Sterling Ponick. He returns across the line. Looking for a centering pass out in front. Oh, what a save. Unbelievable save in front by Ramsey. Still a 2-0 game in favor of Drury. Sterling Ponick gets a return pass. He shoots in, tipped right through and missed. Garcher to chase. Sadownik. Crisscross is now with Aston in a drive through some traffic. Ramsey is able to hold on to that one. There's our schedule, and of course in September we have games remaining with these two Panther teams, and then in October, Missouri State for the weekend of the 3rd and 4th, Drury the 10th and 11th, Missouri State back 17th and 18th, a week off, and then we end the month with Davenport, or with the Drury that is, and Midland. That's the schedule for now. Here comes Mikola looking for a centering pass off of the stick of Stojevski. And Sterling Ponick is able to clear. A line change for Drury. Here's Brewer. All the way down. Panthers in control. Drury, that is. Taken by Aston. Centering pass to Truchon. He misses. We'll give it over to Ravenstein with a blast through. Down to the line. Still a battle for at the blue line. Puck cleared out. Good tip away by St. Clair. Chipped in by Jamison St. Clair. Sent over to the near side. Kept by Ravenstein. Shoveled down low. Panthers work it through. 17:15 to go in period number 2. Here's right side. Brewer looking for a centering pass. It doesn't happen. Ravenstein drive through. 7 minutes now to go in the period. And we get a whistle and a stoppage. 6:58 remains. Panthers with Walters, his 4th at 18:25 of the first on a delayed penalty. Aston, his 4th on the power play at 1:23 of the second. 2-0 Drury. Shots 34-8. Still not even double digits for Davenport. Brewer is able to bring it across to Gale. Gale roughs up his man. Play continues though. Now puck chipped by Kelly. Four players in the corner. Centering pass comes up, goes underneath the stick of Ravenstein. It's cleared all the way down. Davenport trying to break. They have a man in front. That's Kaufman. Can't get it to him. Still trying to push it around as Martinelli, but the Panthers of Drury are able to grab. Kosek. He'll flip it up, send it down. It rolls all the way back behind the net. Stopped there by Ramsey. Now sent in behind the Drury Panthers goaltender Sweet. Kosek with it. He'll flip it out to center. Intercepted, taken by Pollitt. He'll drive it down in. Branwen Pollitt was 4th in scoring coming into today's game. Career high 12 goals, 20 assists in 64 games. Now the puck right on the doorstep and the Panthers score. The play developed behind the net. It was loose in front. Matthew Johnson should get credit for the goal. The puck comes right out in front and not able to hold on to it. Once the goaltender Ramsey, as he had trouble clearing the puck behind the net. Panthers.
Goal, his 2nd of the season, scored by number 29, Matthew Johnston. Assisted on the play by number 19, K.T. Walters. Time of the goal, 14:45. Johnston, his 2nd of the season from Walters at 14:45.
And for Johnston, an easy one, if you want to call it that, but now a 3-0 lead. And Ramsey, I thought he had covered it, but apparently he didn't get his glove down to the point where it wasn't deflected into the net. Here comes a drive, save, rebound, score. Bauer will get the goal on the rebound as Brett Sweet made the save, but then the rebound was swallowed up. It's now a 3-1 game. 15:34 the time of this goal. here in the second period.
Davenport goal scored by number 15, Brendan Bauer. The goal is unassisted. Time of the goal, 15:34. Bauer unassisted at 15:34.
For Bauer, that is goal number 4. Second consecutive goal this weekend. Now 3:50 remains. So it's now a 3-1 affair. Anything can happen. Oh, standing on it was Horiachka. And it's sent down for Sweet to try to clear. Just enough to get it to Ravenstein. Garcha on the 360 spin. Kelly gives up the chase. In is Altman, or Alton that is, and it's finally taken away and cleared and sent down. Davenport with some new life now after the goal. Slobodian. Paulett back of his net. Lead pass comes in. Driving around behind is Simon Davidson. Now Francis Young-Menard. Young-Menard would have gotten credit for that first goal, except he came off the bench. And so it's been recredited now. Panthers looked for St. Clair, went off of a stick behind the net, near sideboards. Puck flipped up into the netting. Face-off will stay in the Davenport zone with 2:12 remaining in the period. 3 goals in this second period. Aston on the power play for Drury, and then Johnston his second about 13 minutes later. And then at 15:34, Davenport's Bauer unassisted right now, 3-1. We're down as players still fight for it in the corner. We're down to the 2-minute warning. Puck cleared back to the Panthers zone. No icing. It's been waved off. Sadownik couldn't clear. Gale had it go off of his skates. Here is an opportunity low on the goal line by McMillan. Now Gale. McMillan digs it out right out in front. Saved by Sweet, and getting slammed down. The guy that got the shot on was Gutchick, and now a couple of players involved may be getting penalties here. The official went as long as he could without assessing any penalties. And it looks like we will get some here. So Gutchick will go, and it looks like Jared Gale will also be sent in. Should be coincidentals, but we'll see. As you can see, 2 in the box for Drury, though. So Grady Sterling-Ponick has 2 minutes up, and I believe the other 2 will cancel out. that's what's going to happen. 3 penalties, but it becomes a power play, the second for Davenport.
Penalties at the 18:29 mark.
We're going to get another
Davenport.
delayed call.
2-minute minor for roughing to number 2, Tabor Gutschick. And for Drury at 18:29, 2-minute minor for cross-checking to number 44, Grady Sterling Ponick. And a 2-minute minor for roughing to number 20, Jared Gale.
And now here is another, so it's going to be a 2-man advantage. This one was a cross-check. So the box is getting filled up for the Panthers, as in now will be Jamison St. Clair. Four penalties, 8 minutes assessed to the Panthers.
St. Clair, 2-minute minor for cross-checking. Time of the penalty, 18:37.
Blast comes in. Sweet makes the save on the drive by Kelly. It is now a 2-man advantage. Great opportunity for Davenport. So now the Davenport with possession. Up top, it'll go to McMillan with a drive in and a save Sweet. McMillan, will he try it again? He does. Save again by Sweet. It gets deflected off of the net and then into the netting, and we'll have a face-off once again. So the Panthers trying to kill off a 2-man advantage. This is the 3rd power play for Davenport. Davenport wins the draw. McMillan, shot wide. Mikkola, now to McMillan. They have Bauer in front. McMillan, Kelly. Get it over to Stojewski. Drive in, save Sweet on the shot by Kelly, and now we get the net forcing a stoppage as the puck has fallen on the backside of the net. So 10 seconds remains, and what this means is in the 3rd period, the Panthers will still be 2 men down unless Davenport can score here in 10 seconds. Aston in to take the draw from Blackburn. Panthers do need a clear, though, although the clock is their friend right now. Shot comes in, it's blocked, and that'll do it for the period. 28 seconds remains in Grady Sterling Ponich's penalty. 36 seconds remain in Jamison St. Clair's penalty. Shots on goal. With 11 put on Ramsey, 2-period total of 15, and 20 take that back. It is incorrect. So 20 is put on Ramsey and a 2-period total of 37. 11 on Brett Sweet for a 2-period total of 15. Again, in the 2nd period, power play Aston his 4th. Sterling Ponick with the assist, it's 2-0. And then at 14:45, Johnston his 2nd. Walters with the assist, 3-0. Davenport comes back about a minute later. Bauer his 4th unassisted, 3-1 is where we are right now. Penalties, the Panthers 4 for 8 minutes and 4 for 8 minutes for the Davenport Panthers. Power plays, 1 for 2 for Drury, and for Davenport they are 0 for 3, but again they're still on a 2-man advantage for 28 seconds. We'll take a break, and when we come back we will hear from Daniel Beaupre in just a moment. Panthers They do lead by 2 after 2.
Pearson Kelly Office Products presents
Great Moments in Office Technology.
When Julie gets bored at work, she writes funny captions to pictures of animals she found online. Then she realized she could send all of her pictures in one gigantic message to her coworkers. At that moment, Julie created Junk Email. Now, employees can enjoy their days watching auto-tuned sneezing pandas. There are plenty of ways to waste your company's money. Your copier shouldn't be one of them. Pearson Kelly Office Products. Business made simple.
Back at Brightspeed Ice Park, Steve Casson now talking with Daniel Beaupre of the Drury Panthers. 4 goals, 2 assists. You got a power play tally right now, averaging about 1.2 points per game. So that has got to keep you smiling for a while right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously great to get points, but even more importantly, the team's 6-0, so that's what we really care about.
Yeah, the big key right now is the record. And for the Drury Panthers last year, I mean, what a phenomenal record, too. You had that one game where just it broke your streak. You had to go on a secondary streak too. But is there anything creeping into the minds of at least the existing players that were there last year to be part of that 11-0 run, and then all of a sudden you kind of lose a game that you didn't expect to? So now you're in the 6-0 run. Is there anything like that creeping into your heads, or do you guys just take one game at a time?
I mean, we like to take it one game at a time and make sure we're playing our best game every night, and we're really focused on that. I mean, obviously when you get on a bit of a streak, maybe your confidence is up, you're feeling a bit better, but we try and keep it one game at a time and make sure we take care of business every night.
You're from North Vancouver, British Columbia, so it's on the coast. It's a little bit more mild weather, but at the same time it does get cold after a while. What's it like being down here versus there?
It's definitely a lot more humid, a lot more hot into the later months of fall here, so it's nice. Not as much rain as well, although the past couple of days we had the rain here, so it kind of reminded me of home a little bit, but the weather's definitely a bit nicer here.
So it rains a lot in Vancouver?
Oh, yeah, a lot.
Similar like Seattle, it's right where Seattle is.
Yeah,
it
pretty
rains
much
a lot.
The same as Seattle there.
Okay, so what brought you to Drury?
I mean, Coach Law does a great job of recruiting guys. I think everyone knows that, and it just seemed like a great program and a great setup here with everything, with the school and the living and the hockey. So that's really what it was for me.
He's probably the influence. He got a hold of you first, I assume.
Yeah, he's the one who would first reach out to me.
And then, did you know anybody that was coming to Drury when you decided to make that choice?
I didn't really know anyone. I didn't play in. We have a lot of guys from the same league. I didn't play in that league, so I didn't really know anyone when coming here.
Last year, you had obviously a chance, because I believe you're a sophomore too, so
yep.
You had a chance to kind of experience the type of run that you did. What was that like compared to some of the other teams you've been on?
I mean, it was great. I mean, obviously with just being a new team, we didn't know what to expect. We thought we were a good team, but I think we were pretty happy with where we ended up, and we want to build on that. But I've always been on good teams. I've been lucky enough to have that, so I'm pretty used to having some good runs, and we're looking to do that again this year.
I mentioned 4 goals, 2 assists. Is this your quickest start?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, usually I do tend to start a little bit slower, and especially with the goals, I only had 9 last year, so almost halfway there already, which is nice.
Yeah, that's absolutely nice. You're a forward, so have you always wanted to play up?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I can remember, I think probably wasn't the best skater, probably not good enough to play defense, so kind of just played forward and went from there.
Well, the key is obviously with a defenseman, not only do you have to skate well up going forward, but defensively backwards. Some people can actually skate better backwards than they can forward.
Yeah.
So is that one of the things that you worried about?
Yeah, I think backward skating and probably just the size too. I don't really have the smooth skating to make up for my size on the back end, so it wasn't for me.
Who is the most inspirational on this team?
The most inspirational? That's a good question. I'd have to say I'm in the dressing room. I was next to Joe Davidson and Lucas Sidonic, and they're pretty good inspiration in the games.
Now there's a couple of new guys in. One of them, Nolan Bosher, is a new one. Tyson Horiachka is a new guy. You're only a sophomore, I get that, but you've had that 1 year. So is there any mentorship going on? Now, who mentored you, let's say, your first year, and do you feel comfortable taking on that role later on?
I think last year, honestly, with just having so many new guys, we looked to kind of the older guys who had kind of been around, and even though we were a new team, they kind of knew the league a little bit, knew how the team operated, and I think it's the same this year. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm really taking anyone under my wing, but if anyone has questions, I'm happy to answer them. And kind of, it's a different league. Everyone kind of has to get a feel for it and the pace and all that. So just kind of happy to help in that way.
Daniel Beaupre is joining us of the Drury Panthers. Who is your favorite NHL team?
Pittsburgh Penguins.
I can see you're wearing a Pittsburgh hat right now. So is Sidney going to stay?
That's a tough question. I mean, I almost would like to see him leave and maybe win another cup, and we can kind of start the rebuild and get going with that. But at the same time, it'd be so weird to see him in another jersey. So I really don't know what's going to happen.
Pittsburgh going to make the playoffs this year? All these tough questions.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think honestly we just need to enter the rebuild and hope to win a couple cups in the next decade maybe.
So who is your favorite NHL player then?
It'd have to be Crosby.
Now, are there any tips or any things that you take from him, or is there another player that you kind of model your game after?
I think from Sidney Crosby, he plays the game the right way. I think that's why he's one of the best players of all time, and maybe the best just 200-foot complete player of all time. So I always try and take some stuff from him. Or I think also Nikita Kucherov, he slows down the game really well, which is something. Not being the fastest guy, I kind of like to maybe make opponents play at my pace and slow the game down, and kind of use that to my advantage. So I like to look at him too for some stuff.
This will be a two-part question in that 4 goals this season. Which one sticks out in your mind?
For me, probably my second one against UCO. I thought that one was pretty nice in the home opener too. So that one was pretty awesome.
Describe that goal.
I kind of got a pass by the blue line, and defender, I saw he was sliding, so I kind of pulled around him and just let the shot go, and it went right under the crossbar. So I thought that was pretty nice.
Second part of the question is last year's goals. Which one stood out to you?
Oh, last year's goals. I'm trying to think I don't know if I had any that really stood out for me. I mean, McKendry, I had 4 goals that one game, so
yeah.
I could probably pick one of those. I think I had a couple nice shots in that game, so one of those for sure.
How about in your playing career? Is there a game or a situation that you'll always remember?
A game that I'll always remember. Honestly, probably that 4-goal game against McKendry. I've never had 4 goals in a game. I had a couple hat tricks in junior, but I never got to 4, so that would probably be one.
I remember that game. There was still some time left in the game. Were you thinking maybe I could get 5?
I was definitely shooting more than usual there, and I think I hit a crossbar or 2 as well. So I was kind of thinking it's kind of just my night that night, and maybe it'll go in.
That's funny. Daniel Beaupre is joining us of the Drury Panthers. How about family? You have any siblings?
I have an older brother. Yeah.
Is he involved in hockey, or did he?
He's a big Edmonton Oilers fan, but he never played past just minor hockey.
So what happens when Edmonton and Pittsburgh play?
Oh, I mean, I'll cheer for Pittsburgh, but I know it's probably not going to go our way these days. They haven't really been both good teams at the same time, so we've been able to avoid any conflict in the house.
So growing up in Vancouver, the Canucks are there. They never crossed your mind?
I mean, I was born in Edmonton, so
okay.
And my whole family are Oilers fans, so I do root for the Oilers, but growing up, I kind of just moved around a lot, so there wasn't, for me, like a hometown team, and just watching Crosby growing up and the golden goal, obviously, as a kid, that kind of, I think there's a lot of people my age that would probably have the same answer as me.
Has hockey always been your favorite sport?
Yeah. yeah, it's always been my sport.
Do you remember the first time you got on the ice?
No, I don't. I mean, I can remember growing up in Toronto a little bit, going on the outdoor rink there, but I can't remember the first time I ever got on the ice. Okay,
has there ever been a time where sickness or something you couldn't make a game?
Sickness?
Well, I just made that as an example, but there was a time maybe you couldn't make a game. Generally every hockey player wants to play when they can, but
yeah, I mean, I've had a couple injuries that have kept me out for sure.
Sure, that's given.
Yeah, but usually I try and power through the best I can. If I can play, I'm gonna go. If I can help the team out, I'm gonna try my best to.
So I'll give a quick story. I was scheduled to play a game, and I had the dates wrong. I thought it was the following day and not the current day, and I get a call, and somebody says, "Why aren't you at the game?" I said, "There's no game. It's tomorrow." And they said, "No, it's today." And I would probably had half hour before the game started. I rushed down there fast as I ever got my gear on, no warm-ups, and got in the game. But have you ever done anything like that?
No, luckily I've always had I've been living with teammates, or even here we always play usually the Friday and the Saturday, so it's pretty easy to keep track of, so we don't have any of those issues.
There you go. Do you have any kind of rituals or anything that you do when you get ready for a game?
Not any rituals really. I like to keep my warm-ups the same, just to kind of get in that routine and in the mindset that we have a game, but I don't have any weird superstitions like some of the other guys on the team.
Any favorite food that you eat?
Always pasta and chicken. It's usually my go-to.
I've heard different stories. I've heard, yes, you get the protein, but I've heard the pasta weighs you down, makes you feel a little heavy. I've heard other people changed up. Do you feel that works for you?
I feel for me it works. I usually try not to eat too much so I don't feel too heavy, but
okay.
I like to get my carbs in, and the chicken gets you some protein, so it usually works for me, and I'm ready to go.
Who's the best chirper on the team?
The best chirper on the team? I think we have some guys who like to chirp, but they're not that good at it. Definitely Devin Jameson. Devin Jameson likes to chirp quite a bit, so maybe I'll give him that title.
Okay, is there a funny one? What I mean by funny is they tried to chirp and you're like, okay, that's not that funny?
Yeah, Jared Gale has a lot of those.
Okay, do you have any you can say?
I don't know. He's always just chirping the other team for whatever they're doing, and I'm just like, I don't think you really need to chirp them for that. That's just me. I don't like to chirp too much, so that's maybe just my perspective.
Something like, hey, you don't skate that fast.
Yeah, something like that. I'm just like, I don't think that's that good of a chirp. But
okay, who during the game has said one that just cracked you up?
Oh, Jackson Trushan, for sure. I don't even know what he's saying, but it's usually something pretty stupid. He usually cracks me up.
There you go. That's always got to be fun. What is a food maybe that you've had down here in the States that they don't have in Canada that you're like, wow, I like this?
Andy's frozen custard. I think that's probably a pretty popular response among the guys.
Yep. Second person that said Andy's frozen custard. I'm surprised they don't have anything like that.
Yeah, I mean we have Dairy Queen, but I've never heard of frozen custard till I came down here, and it's life changing for sure.
I will tell you guys have Timmy's.
Yeah, Timmy's. I miss Timmy's. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is the favorite for me too.
Yeah,
that can't go wrong with that. You always have to have that in the mornings.
Yeah, agreed.
So sometimes I have to get some brought in.
Yeah.
For sure. As we are talking with Daniel Beaupre of the Drury Panthers, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I'm thinking either a lawyer or a sports agent, one of the two. I'm kind of between those two.
Now, if you became a lawyer before you became a sports agent, that might help you a little bit.
Yeah, so that's something I've thought about, and I definitely think if you want to be like a big-time sports agent, it probably helps be a lawyer. So law school is definitely looking like an option.
That would be fun, and who knows, maybe get involved with an NHL team in that respect.
Yeah, I mean, that would always be the goal, but I think that'd be pretty awesome, but I'm not sure if I'd be able to do it, but hopefully one day I could.
Well, at the end of interviews, I always wish players more goals. So in this case, I wish you more goals. You're, like you said, you're almost more than halfway away from your career high of. I think that's a career high. Well, yeah, it would be if last year you were a freshman.
Yeah.
But so hopefully we'll get some more goals here.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. The next time we talk, we'll talk about all those goals too.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, thanks for doing this. That's Daniel Beaupre. And we are back for period number 3. Keep in mind, 28 seconds and 36 seconds respectively left in the penalties that have been assessed to Grady Sterling-Ponick and to Jamison St. Clair. So a power play for Davenport. They continue now, 2-man advantage for 16. They work it up top. Now left side drive missing wide. They set it up perfectly for McMillan. And up top again, a drive save, rebound loose after the shot by Kelly goes wide. As coming out is the goaltender, Brett Sweet, and as he came to push out, he knocked the net off, and so we will have a stoppage in play for the net being knocked off. Now, 4 seconds left in what is essentially power play number 4. After Sweet made a couple of sweet saves, and the Panthers of Drury have survived the 2-man advantage. But here coming in is Matthew Carlson with an opportunity. Turned the other way. Drury has it 2-on-1. Here is a drive in. Good save as Walters gets the drive. And Ramsey will make the save there. 19:07 to go in period 3. So a face off to the right of the goaltender Ramsey, his left. Panthers win the draw, Drury do. Here's a drive in, and it deflected just wide on the shot by Beaupre to the corner. And cleared out to center. Shifted down. And it'll be Gutchick with it. Panthers with some pressure. They are able to steal. Johnston to the point. Kept in apparently. It's onside. Panthers with Walters. Makes some room. Up top, good stick check by Bauer. And it's cleared all the way down. 38-16 are the shots, about a 2-1 margin, but again, Davenport gets the next goal. We are in a close situation. Drury gets the next one, and they have some breathing room. Sweet with a save. The rebound comes through off the shot of Mikkola. And Drury with possession. Across the line. In the zone. And getting upended was Beaupre. That will be a penalty. The Panthers of Drury will go on the power play. This is number 3 for them, I believe. As Beaupre gets pulled down. Into the box, Jopi.
To number 77, Dylan Jopi. 2-minute minor for hooking. Time of the penalty, 2:11.
So at 2:11, and now the Panthers with Aston. Left side drive, and Francis Young-Menard got it. And Ramsey made the save. Panthers do it again. Gale. He'll have it down low to Young-Menard. Up top, Sterling-Ponick now to Aston. He controls, gets around Pollock's check, or yeah, that was Pollock's check. Panthers have it. Sterling-Ponick. Drive comes in right down the middle, and gobbling it up is Ramsey. 1:19 to go in the power play. Boy, do the Panthers need to capitalize on this one, and they do. Then they will be 66% on the power play. They're 1 for 3 now. They score on this, they'll be 2 for 3. They still have a long way to go. 1:16 remaining. Drive came off the stick of Bosher that was deflected in front by Johnston. Now a drive that misses wide from the right side from Walters. It's cleared out to center. 2-on-2 for Davenport. 56 seconds remains. Here's Johnston. Across the line. Johnston's return pass broken up briefly by Kaufman. Or was that Blackburn? Blackburn, 26 it was. He's going to the bench. And the Panthers will set it up for Drury. Down in low along the goal line. Garcha to chase. Stepping in front of Garcha was Alton. Garcha steals. Behind the net. Somebody's lost a glove. Not sure who it is. Panthers keep it. Here's Garcha. Drive in. Save. And a quick whistle. Quick whistle by the referee. That helps Ramsey as it was saved, and as soon as it dropped off of him, the whistle had blown. 15 seconds remaining in the power play. Panthers do win the draw. They keep it in up top. Sadownik waits, he shoots, pad save, rebound, shot up high by Garcha. 5 seconds remains. Down in low, Johnston to steal. Panthers now back to 5-on-5, or the Davenport Panthers. Davidson with it. Cross ice through the crease, kept in by Sadownik, worked through the puck and cleared by Mikkola. Here comes Mikkola. Now an opportunity in front for Jake Alton. Turned aside behind the net as the puck flipped out to the front. It's now picked up by the Panthers. Bosher looking for a centering pass. That missed, and it's cleared out to center, taken by Ravenstein. Ravenstein connects with Truchon. Now Truchon left side. Goes over to St. Clair, off the boards to Brewer, out to center ice for Ravenstein. Chased by Kaufman. Anthony Kaufman's second game of the season, still looking for some points. Puck tipped down in. Taken by Bosher. Behind the net, looking for help. Puck comes out of the zone, so it'll be reset by Drury. 14:30 to go in a 3-1 lead for Drury. Kelly. Got checked behind his own net. Oh, now we're going to get a penalty. The goaltender is not happy, Ramsey. Let's see if we can take a look at just what happened here and just who caused it. You know, you got to give St. Clair the ability to skate through. He was going around the goaltender, and the goaltender basically ran into him, stuck his arm out. But St. Clair gets the penalty. Power play number 5. And a big chance to come within 1 for Davenport. Head coach Jeremy Law not happy with that penalty.
2-minute minor for interference. Time of the penalty, 5:51.
So interference is the call. .143 remaining in the man advantage for Davenport. Getchik will have it. Cross ice, comes across. Bauer had it for a moment. off of his stick. Aston there, cannot clear. Kept in half boards now. Dropped down in low by Stojevski. Right out in front. Good save by Sweet. With 1:17 remaining, it is finally cleared. Now, are they saying that it hit somebody in the bench? I'm not sure. They must have said that because it's not icing. Panthers win the draw again. Gale this time is able to clear without any hesitation. This will be an icing, though. Apparently not. So we'll just go back and forth here. Paulette behind his own net. Panthers steal briefly. That's enough to bring it down to 36 seconds on the power play. Big hit applied by Gale on Paulette. We come the other way across the line for Bradburn, who shoots it wide to the left. Drive in, good save on the initial shot by Gutcheck, and it's cleared. Ramsey quickly trying to get it up in front of the Panthers. Here's Gutcheck trying to get around Brewer. He finally catches up. Panthers finally do. And are they able to clear? Well, not yet. Power play is expired. So they are able to clear that. Drury in their own zone. Now across the line as a drive comes from Truchon. He gets it off after getting hit. Truchon back into the play. Now to Bauer. 2-game goal scoring streak for Bauer. One yesterday, one today. Now the Panthers up top on the line, and it was not held in. So Brewer wasn't able to do that. Which leads to the Panthers clearing the zone. Truchon does finally clear. 11:14 to go. Puck at center. Now sent in by Martinelli. Here come Drury. Truchon not able to get to it. Next week, the Panthers are off. They have a weekend off. Here's Truchon now. A drive comes in from Beaupre. That's blocked off the arm of the goaltender, Ramsey. In was Bradburn, but here we come with the Drury Panthers. Walters sends it to Johnston. Near side, off the boards again. Young Menard slaps it over to Sadownik with a blast in. Saved by Ramsey. 10:05 to go in the period. 3-1 lead for Drury. Walters, Ravenstein, and Kosick on a delayed penalty at 18:25 of the first period. Then on the power play, Aston his fourth at 1:23 of the second. 14:45 of the second, Johnston his second. And then at 15:34, about a minute later, it was Bauer getting his fourth, 3-1, and that's where we stand right now. Sadownik looking for some room. Sadownik still with it. Reverses back to Walters. Checked by Brian Fenlon of Davenport. Down in low. Panthers looking for the centering pass. Good play by Gutcheck. Now Walters. Kelly's there. Breaks it up. Fenlon behind the net. Cleared out where the Panthers of Drury will set it up again. Driven behind the net. Aston with it. Looks for a centering pass. Shot blocked in front on the attempt by Slobodian. Blocked by the back of McLaughlin. Officials were going to call a hand pass. They wave it off. Drive comes in. Horiachka was there. It deflected off of him. Now a drive in again for Horiachka and a save by Ramsey. .8:36 remaining in the period. So this is Ramsey's first game with Division I. So by all accounts, this is his career high, facing 45 shots thus far. Theoretically, at this point, anything remaining in this game will be his career high as far as shots go. Bad pass by Garcha. It's cleared out to center. Panthers cough it up. Here comes Davenport. Centering pass out in front. Missing it was Bauer. Drury. They come left to right across the line. Too far for Horiachka. Stolen by Garcha of Drury. Down in for Ramsey. Line change for the Panthers of Drury. Young Menard with a good push on Bauer. Now to St. Clair. Would have been a hand pass. The Panthers pick it up. Right side. Young Menard missed wide. Off the boards, and Truchon could not poke it in. Young Menard again. Past St. Clair. Back low behind the net. Bosher. Bosher with a ill-advised pass to Truchon. He was being tied up at the time. Puck played with the high stick. Face-off will come back into the Davenport end of the ice. 7:10 to go in the period. Steve Casson along with Scott Lutzke keeps us on the air from a couple hours away. And there's Scott in his Buc-ee's hat. I don't think I've ever seen that one before. And Jayla Hunter. With great camera work here. Multi-talented is our staff, that's for sure. Puck down to the Drury zone. Looking is Martinelli. Centered it through, and it's cleared out to center. All of a sudden, getting some good looks is Martinelli and Davenport. Bouncing puck, connects with Beaupre. They're going to call offside. They will. .6:33 to go in the third period. Offside will bring it back into the Drury Panther end of the ice. Here's Fenlon. And the Panthers having trouble in their own zone. Comes up the middle, intercepted by Drury. They bring it across the line. Beaupre looking for a centering pass. He connects. Walters, backhander, score! KT Walters says thank you very much as he comes off the bench, receives a pass. And there you go. So a 4-1 lead for Drury. Coming at 12:54 of the third period.
Panthers goal, his 5th of the season and 2nd of the game, scored by number 19, K.T. Walters. Assisted on the play by number 22, Lucas Sadonik, and number 39, Joe Davidson. Time of the goal, 13:56. Walters, 5th of the season, 2nd of the game from Sadonik.
Now they're saying 13:56, okay. Maybe my math is not as good as theirs. Either way, it is a 4-1 lead for Drury. Jamison. Drive comes in slowly as it gets deflected off of Johnston. 5:11 remains. The only goal here in the third period is Walters, his 5th, 2nd of the game. Sadownik and Davidson with the assists for 1. That one at 13:56. Drive off the draw. That one came from Ravenstein. It has gotten colder in here, that's for sure. Well, a big hit is Aston gets hit in front of the Drury bench. Fans and the players react to that. Jopi able to clear it out. Sent down by Jake Alton, has a goal so far this season against Norwood, September 19th. In 37 games, make that 38 tonight. 3 goals, 10 assists for him. Sent down to the Panthers zone, 4:18 to go. Puck comes up the middle. Dutchik with it. Young Menard into the corner, off the stick of Jamison St. Clair. Now the Panthers will outlet left to right, send it in the zone. Past Davidson. Drive from the right point by Young Menard, missing. Now out in front, fanning on it was Truchon. Bosher had the right idea. Davidson, he'll have it and send it right into a Drury Panther. Truchon's pass right out in front. St. Clair looking for the return pass. And it didn't go. Good save by Ramsey. Still pressure by Drury. On his knees is Bosher. You're going to get a whistle stoppage in play. .301 to go in the period. Looks like Davenport has taken a timeout. Scott, we'll try it. Let's take a timeout. We'll be back.
How do you become the person you're really meant to be? How do you reach beyond what you thought was possible? The answer isn't about the destination. It's in the journey. It starts when you become part of something bigger. When you join a community that works together to lift each other up. A place where you form lifelong relationships and encounter life-changing experiences. It all starts when you go beyond. At Drury University, we take a personalized approach in combining hands-on learning, meaningful mentorship, and real-world results to make sure you have every opportunity to succeed in both your life and career.
Back at Brightspeed Ice Park, Steve Casson, Scott Lutzke. Along with Jayla Hunter, figuring out our power plays here, and it looks like four power plays. So the Panthers with it, that's Davenport. They bring it across the line, a drive that comes in by Bauer and gets deflected up and out of play. .244 remains in what has really been a quick game. We started 2 hours ago. And we're down to 2:37 to go in this period. Drury off next week. It'll be Missouri State that we will cover next weekend, both Division I and Division III. And then the following weekend, Drury comes back in Division I and Division III. 2:18 remains. Battle for the puck behind the net. It gets dislodged. And we'll have another stoppage. .212 to go in what has been similar to yesterday's game. Drury had as much as a 3-1 lead, then it became 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, and 6-2. Today they had as much as a 3-1 lead, it became 4-1, and now they have put 51 shots on Ramsey, which again is going to be his career high. It's his first Division I game this season for Davenport. Oh, all alone, getting a goal in front for the Panthers is Walters for the hat trick. Six goals on the season, hat trick goal for him. It is 5-1 Drury. This one coming at 18:10 of the period.
His sixth of the season and third of the game, scored by number 19, K.T. Walters. Assisted on the play by number 8, Daniel Beaupre, and number 39, Joe Davidson. Time of the goal, 18:10. Walters, his third of the game, from Beaupre and Davidson at 18:10.
Now down to 124 remains. Here is Fenlon. Drive comes in, sails into the corner. And the Panthers have a 2-on-1. Ravenstein, he shoots and he missed wide to the left. Puck comes out in front of the Drury Panther bench.
1 minute remaining in the third period.
Here come the Panthers of Drury. Across the line, Beaupre, or actually Ravenstein got a shot off. 6-8. And we get a stoppage. 50.7 left. Now 53 shots that the Panthers have applied. Panthers win the draw again. This one by Kosek, the rebound out in front, it's loose, net gets pulled off, so. But either way, covered up by Ramsey. Face off to the right of Ramsey. 42.7 to go. Draw one, Panthers keep. Drive in, and another save on the shot this time by Russell Kosek. Has 3 assists this season out of Vernon, British Columbia. Panthers win the draw again. Behind the net, shovel pass by Horiachka. That didn't connect. Now the Panthers with 25. Tipped off out in front, Horiachka, and a save, Ramsey. Now McMillan with 13. Sends it over to Bauer, who shoots wide. Panthers trying to keep time rolling. They do. 2 seconds, and that'll do it. Drury improves to 8-0 on the season with the 5-1 victory. Shots on goal, 19 on Ramsey in the third period, 56 the total, and just 5 on Brett Sweet in the third, 20 the total. Power plays, Panthers were 1 for 3, 5 penalties, 10 minutes. And the Panthers of Davenport, they were 0 for 4 on the power play, 5 penalties, 10 minutes. 5-1 is the final.
11th, as Iowa State comes to town, 7:05 Friday start, 6:05 Saturday start, right here at Brightspeed Ice Park.
There you hear it. 10th and 11th is when the Panthers will be back. Goals again, Walters at 18:25 of the first, his 4th. Ravenstein and Kosek the assist. Then at 1:23 of the second on the power play, Aston his 4th. And Sterling Ponick with the assist, 2-0. 14:45 of the second, Johnston his 2nd. Walters with the assist, 3-0. 15:24, Bauer gets a goal unassisted, his 4th for Davenport. It's 3-1. Walters at 13:56 of the third, his 5th into the game. Sadownik and Davidson with the assist, and then the hat trick goal for Walters. 18:10, Beaupre and Davidson. 5-1 the final as Drury wins it. They salute the crowd. We will hear from the player of the game coming up in a moment with Kevin Klein as he waits for that player of the game, and it looks like it's KT Walters.
Allow me to introduce you to your Smoothie King player of the game with not just 1 goal, not 2 goals tonight, but 3 goals, a hat trick for the captain, number 19, KT Walters! Dude, I saw you sitting up there at the beginning of warm-ups and everything, and what are you visualizing?
Just trying to focus, trying to focus and trying to visualize plays in my head and whatnot, and it's something I do before every game.
Well, I mentioned to you in reference to last night's game, you had a hell of a slap shot from the slot over here in the corner, and your comment to me was?
I got to hit the net next time.
You hit the net 3 times tonight, brother. How'd that feel?
It feels really good. Yeah, it feels good.
Okay, so there was one shot that you took that I thought you were going to go upper net, and you shot it right into the goaltender's chest. I know what you're talking. I know what I'm talking about. How wide do your eyes get when you see that opportunity?
Pretty wide. I think I just rushed the play a little bit on that one, but luckily I got a second opportunity to finish again. So.
Second and third opportunity. I love watching you guys play. You guys are on a massive roll right now. 8-0. How's it feel?
Feels really good. We just got to keep it going. We're just getting started. So.
Just getting started, says your Smoothie King player of the game, the captain, number 19, KT Walters!
Kevin Klein tells you, as loud as he can, that The Drury Panthers are 8-0. The Davenport Panthers now fall to 1-2-1, and a big win and a sweep for Drury this weekend. The Panthers take a break next weekend, but they come back on the 10th and 11th. We'll have the games for you right here on WSR. But again, a win for the Panthers, much like yesterday. Yesterday's game, 6-2. Tonight, 5-1. And the Panthers, for the most part, had this in hand. The final shots, 56-20. Unbelievable. The Panthers just continue to pour it on. For Scott Lutzke, keeps us on the air. For Jayla Hunter, my camera lady, I'm Steve Casson. Thanks for tuning in. Again, next weekend, it'll be Missouri State, Division I and Division III. We'll have those games for you right here on WSR. Until then, have a very good rest of the weekend. Once again, the final score, 5-1 Drury over Davenport. Until next time, good night, everyone.